I'm talking about the PDS-4K.
It's been an absolute pleasure developing this product with our partners, operators, and the R&D team here at Barco. We drew from our shared experiences with the PDS-902, and we've created a full digital 4K presentation switcher that not only upgrades PDS to full 4K, but it adds our proprietary Athena scaling and Dante networked audio. All of this horsepower, however, is still really easy to manage because we kept it simple. PDS is meant to be operated by anyone, young, old, professional, or amateur. You can even put it in front of a presenter on stage. They can drive the show themselves. It's that easy.
With only one device, you're able to drive multiple screens with different content simultaneously in your small auditoria or breakout rooms. And when camera or audio is connected, Barco's image processing guarantees no visual latency. Since it's so intuitive and easy to use, it's also a perfect fit for your professional boardrooms or premium meeting spaces. The workplace is transforming, requiring more flexibility with higher quality content and visuals. PDS-4K can give you that flexibility while making your boardroom presentations look more appealing.
Today, a lot of events are still in HD, but the future is 4K. The new PDS is your future-proof investment for all small to mid-sized events. Minimize cables to the stage and reduce setup time, thanks to our embedded Dante audio support. Simply switch between layouts with the familiar user interface and impress customers by delivering the best visual experience and preserving the details from all your sources.
At Barco, we never compromise on quality. Rental and staging is in our DNA and close to our heart. We design for quality and reliability. We stay close to our partners to be sure we understand their needs and are proud to deliver solutions that exceed their expectations. Premium 4K video quality was a core concern for the future. This new expandable and future-proof platform enables us to deliver.
bringing the performance of our EventMaster E2 platform to a wider set of applications, smaller applications, has been a common request of our customers. We've been listening, and we are pleased with our new presentation switcher designed for smaller events and corporate meeting spaces. I'm talking about the PDS-4K.
It's been an absolute pleasure developing this product with our partners, operators, and the R&D team here at Barco. We drew from our shared experiences with the PDS-902, and we've created a full digital 4K presentation switcher that not only upgrades PDS to full 4K, but it adds our proprietary Athena scaling and Dante networked audio. All of this horsepower, however, is still really easy to manage because we kept it simple. PDS is meant to be operated by anyone, young, old, professional, or amateur. You could even put it in front of a presenter on stage. They can drive the show themselves. It's that easy.
With only one device, you're able to drive multiple screens with different content simultaneously in your small auditoria or breakout rooms. And when camera or audio is connected, Barco's image processing guarantees no visual latency. Since it's so intuitive and easy to use, it's also a perfect fit for your professional boardrooms or premium meeting spaces. The workplace is transforming, requiring more flexibility with higher quality content and visuals. The PDS-4K can give you that flexibility while making your boardroom presentations look more appealing.
Today, a lot of events are still in HD, but the future is 4K. The new PDS is your future-proof investment for all small to mid-sized events. Minimize cables to the stage and reduce setup time, thanks to our embedded Dante audio support. Simply switch between layouts with a familiar user interface and impress customers by delivering the best visual experience and preserving the details from all your sources.
At Barco, we never compromise on quality. Rental and staging is in our DNA and close to our heart. We design for quality and reliability. We stay close to our partners to be sure we understand their needs and are proud to deliver solutions that exceed their expectations. Premium 4K video quality was a core concern for the future. This new expandable and future-proof platform enables us to deliver.
All right, everybody, welcome.
Hey.
So we're live, which is great, and we're going to get started. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the PDS-4K with audio card webcast. And what we're here to talk to you about today is the PDS-4K with the audio option card. And we're just going to roll through some, with the audio option card, excuse me. We're going to roll through some guests, So first off, my name is Vincent Ayala. I'm the lead sales support engineer for Barco Inc. Especially, my specialty is in IP. We're joined by Scott Gershik, who is the product owner for almost everything IP, right?
Right, yeah, for image processing.
Awesome. We're joined by Chris Prozio, who is a regional sales manager of Americas. And then by John Steinhauer, who is our VP North American North American Sales Entertainment Division, Entertainment Sales.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all that. All right.
A lot, yeah.
Awesome. And we're also joined by Gus Marcondes with Audinate. He is joining remotely from Germany, and he's here to talk to us about the audio option card and a little bit about the Dante interface. He's going to provide a quick demo of that as well, and it's going to be awesome, right? Okay, before we get started though, we have a smooth little demo from Scott. Before we get started on that, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this contest. So if you saw the email go out this morning or last night, we're going to have a small contest where we give away one of 3 of our audio option cards to 3 lucky winners. Now, to enter that contest, what we have to do is we have to point you towards a link that's in the description. You'll click on the link. You'll answer these 3 very well thought out and extremely difficult questions.
Super hard, yeah.
Extremely difficult questions. If you answer them all correctly, you'll be entered into a chance to win one of those 3 cards and everything that comes with it. So the install, you know, we'll do the install for you and everything. So, real quick, let's go to Scott with the PDS demo. He's going to show us a demo of not just the product, but also a little bit about the audio demo of the audio
Sure.
card. Yeah. Okay. So, Scott.
Well,
let's see.
Before we do that, Vince, can I just jump
Oh,
in
I'm
real
sorry.
quick?
Yeah.
Live TV, right? You
Yeah.
gotta love live TV. I wanted to kind of thank everyone for being here, first of all, watching this either live or the recorded version, and kind of reflect back to October 2020 when we originally released PDS-4K. It was a difficult time to release a product. I remember being a part of that session and kind of calling out the fact that Barco is an innovation company that needed to continue to innovate even during a really difficult time, especially in the events industry. So back in October 2020, we got a lot of feedback from the community, and I wanted to say thank you for that feedback. Resoundingly, the feedback was this device needs audio capabilities. And we're here today to show you how that looks, how we accomplish that with a great partnership, and hopefully it's exactly what you guys need. Because you spoke and we listened. And I just wanted to make that point before we jump into the demo.
Yeah, that's great, and I apologize, I missed that part.
Oh,
You
no
know,
worries.
but live TV, I got a little ahead of myself. All right, so with the fumble, we recovered. We're going to go ahead and go to the demo.
Sure.
Scott, let's go.
Well, let's first talk about what PDS is for those who don't know.
Okay.
So the PDS-4K is a professional grade digital presentation switcher that was developed to have low latency, high quality 12-bit image processing, and to be very simple to operate as well. So there's actually 2 models of the PDS-4K, one with HDMI 2.0 inputs and outputs only, so you get 6 HDMI inputs and 4 HDMI outputs, and the other base model adds 2 12G SDI inputs on top of that and gives 4 12G SDI outputs on top. Each of those also includes a UHD capable multi-viewer. So there's no extra charge for a multi-viewer, it's built in and it is 4K capable. So the switcher works one of 2 ways. You can have 2 program screens that are UHD 60 capable, or you can change the box into another mode that allows you to have 4 discrete destination screens up to UHD at 30 hertz, of course, which includes 1080p 60 or anything around that area. So you can have 4 discrete screen destinations coming off of this. So if we wanted to quickly do a little demo here, and
okay.
so we'll come up here and talk about this. This unit is fully loaded. It does have the audio card installed. This is what it looks like here. So if we talk about what the outputs do, right? Each output can have a mixing pip, or it can have 2 non-mixing pips on a full screen still background. So here you see, and hopefully I'm sure you're here on the program feed, this video playing, and it's as simple as just clicking a button and pressing take to switch. Pressing a button
And that wraps it up for 8.1.
and
Remember,
switching, and here's a look with 2 pips on a still background. And if we wanted to change those inputs, it's just another button push and take. They mix off, mix back on, and to go back into one of the other looks, you just push the button and press take. We kept it extremely simple for anybody to be able to operate from the front panel.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's no magic there, right? It's just simply passing the audio through. You're pressing the panels on the front button. You were able to achieve pips through the front panel, which is awesome.
Right.
Now, that's not part of the basic mode when you first started up. That's something you have to do a little tiny bit of programming.
A little bit, yeah. So with our EventMaster tool set, we can allow the user to create the destination, how it looks with pips and backgrounds, etc., and create a preset. And afterwards, you can map those presets to any of the 20 buttons on the front panel.
Presets and cues.
Well, yes, we allow the cues to be mapped to the front panel as well. And cues are pretty much a group of action steps that you can even include multiple presets being recalled from a single button press.
And external device control too.
Absolutely.
Right?
It does have EventMaster software running, and it can do anything along that line that our larger EventMaster family can do.
Perfect. So the average technician could pick it up, deploy it very easily, very simply, and then if they want to get a little bit more advanced, there's plenty of headroom to grow.
Absolutely.
Okay. And with that headroom, I mean, that kind of leads us into our other products too, right? Like if they figure out the PDS and interacting with the EventMaster toolset, they could take that knowledge and transfer it over to any of the other products too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So anybody who already knows and is familiar with the EventMaster toolset can be up and running to do the advanced stuff very quickly as well.
Awesome. Okay, so we have the new audio card coming out. What does it do for the PDS-4K besides the simple pass-through that we saw?
Well, besides the simple pass-through, putting the audio option card also comes with, excuse me, 2 DisplayPort 1.2 input connectors. So now there's a total of 10 input connectors in the fully loaded box. Okay, all of them 4K 60 capable. Also putting that card in the box allows the input channels to have audio pass through to the output programs, as well as being able to send any of the embedded audio to the Dante network and receive audio from the Dante network and put it onto the program channels as well.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so with the Image Pro 2, we used to have an analog audio option as well as AES.
Right.
So why do you think it's beneficial for us to go with the Dante interface as opposed to the traditional analog interfaces?
Well, having Dante on there is great because it keeps everything in the digital world. It's simple. It's a single cable. All the input connectors and output connectors on the back of the unit are all multimedia capable, which means it can have the audio embedded onto the single cable. We don't have to worry about multiple cables to carry, one for the video, one for the audio, and be able to break that out with interface boxes and adapters and couplers, and all of those things can have trouble with picking up ground noise, depending on how long your cable runs are. It can be very cumbersome. So in order to keep it simple, plus, as John mentioned, we listen to the customer. The customers wanted us to have the option to have Dante embedding and disembedding in the product.
Right, for sure, for sure.
So it's just a simple single cable interface, standardized, RJ45 network connector, and I'm sure Gus can probably tell us a lot more about it than I can.
Good lead in, yeah, absolutely. So that leads us to our next portion of the webcast is, Gus, are you there?
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us for this Barco new product release. Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Hey Gus, good to meet you. Thanks for joining us. We definitely appreciate you coming out. So I have a couple of very simple questions for you. And then we got your little demo going, which is pretty sweet. We saw that earlier, which is awesome. So first question, why do you think Dante is used as the industry standard instead of analog audio buses everywhere like we used to do?
I'll let the numbers tell the story. So basically, in 2019, Audinate has passed the mark of 500 manufacturers in the AV industry, but particularly mostly from the audio developers adopting Dante. And I do believe that from an end user's perspective, the ease of use, the simplicity of the Dante controller, it's also free to download from our website, audinate.com. the amount of products. There are more than 3,000 products in the Dante ecosystem, but most of all, being sure that there's a proper company behind the protocol, and as we like to call the whole Dante solution, it's something that makes the future-proof, the scalability, and also the repurposability of these products our three key features. So I do believe that all in all, the ease of use and the simplicity of Dante, and to be sure that we are delivering uncompressed audio up to super high sample rates, bit depths, bit perfect, uncompressed audio, all across simple, standard cable infrastructure, switches. You can trust your favorite brands, you can swap switches, you can use better cables in the future, and still Dante will work. I do think that those are good key values for us.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so how can you really quickly explain to us how we can start utilizing Dante in our everyday networks, in our everyday AV setups?
Sure. So I would recommend you, of course, get your hands on the PDS-4K by Barco, and maybe in one of these very handy Avio adapters. I have here our Bluetooth Avio adapter. It's a very well priced in the market. Simply connect everything to the network, and I'll now toggle to my Dante controller software here so you can follow how quickly everything is discovered on the network. I do have here an image, of course, of our Barco PDS-4K, and as soon as the Bluetooth Avio will pop up here, you saw maybe 3-4 seconds, I'm able to simply route my audio coming from, let's say, a cell phone or a computer with Bluetooth, and by clicking on the intersection between the transmitters here on top and all the receivers on the left, you have already your audio flowing. So basically, get yourself a switch, can be one of those very simple unmanaged switches, or a proper managed switch if you wish, if you already think about scaling your system in the future. Plug everything. We do recommend Cat5e or better cables, so make sure your infrastructure is 1 gigabit per second speed. And if you really wish to master the Dante knowledge, I invite you to visit audinate.com/certify and get yourself certified.
Speaking of certifications, Gus, how much IT knowledge do we need to know to start operating Dante networks? Like, do we have to be certified, IT engineers, network engineers?
Not at all. We do offer our free certification for the people who really want to master and really want to be responsible for a system. So if you are a system designer, if you're deploying, if you're operating Dante systems all around the world, wherever you are, it is recommended to go through our very quick and simple Dante levels 1 and 2. These are for free, but I also say that if you are, let's say, a self-taught person, autodidactic, and you can learn on the fly, the Dante controller software helps you to understand what's going on. And all in all, the default settings of all the products, including the new PDS-4K, are made on purpose with automatic settings, automatic discovery, automatic clocking. So you can simply plug and play. Have fun while doing that and let us know, actually.
Awesome. Okay, real quick, just can you explain to us how easy it is to split a signal with Dante over the network, like a multicast?
Sure, absolutely. So once you have your systems up and running, for example, here I'm receiving stereo audio from my Bluetooth Avio, I will simply click on more intersections. Let's say here I'm having 1-to-1, so it's still a unicast transmission, or as we call a unicast flow. Now I am able to send the same signal to multiple channels on the network. If you wish to learn more about how to multicast, you can also check our level 2 certification, where we do cover this in more details. It's of course depending on how capable the module inside your product is. If I'm not wrong, inside the PDS-4K, you will have one of those beauties here, which is our Brooklyn 2. It's actually the best seller. This little beast here is capable of doing 32 different flows. So you will be able to multicast your audio from the PDS-4K to so many other devices, or also to receive multiple flows and participate on these multicast groups. Maybe it's worthy mentioning for people that are listening this term multicast for the first time, that multicast is nothing more than a WhatsApp group. But instead of people talking, we will have then the devices talking inside this big Dante familia.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for that. We definitely appreciate it. And again, if anybody live out there has any questions in the audience, feel free to chat inside of the YouTube page, and we're checking those, and we're going to compile a little Q&A at the end here, which we can reach back out to Gus or anybody here on the panel. Okay, Gus, real quick, before we let you go, can you tell the folks how to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. So please follow Audinate on social media, particularly on LinkedIn. I'm also there. So Gus, G-U-S, Marcondes. Maybe our colleagues can put my title and my name here on the screen for you. If you wish to email us, it's very simple. There's support@audinate.com. There's kind of a good way to remember this email, or simply training@audinate.com. But quickly is on LinkedIn. Just connect with me there. I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. It looks like we're probably going to come back to you with a couple of questions here at the end, for a Q&A potentially, if we have anybody reach out to us on YouTube. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, so we're going to shift back to our local audience here, Chris and John. Okay, so I got a couple questions. Question to Chris and John. Now that we've seen the product demoed by Scott and heard the capabilities of Dante Audio by Gus, where do you see the main use case fitting in the market for this particular solution?
Yeah, I think right where we expected it to be, I hope. But often our customers tell us where it fits best. So I won't give a definitive answer, but I think smaller gatherings, smaller meetings, where the simple interface is really important to the workflow in those environments. For us at Barco, obviously, broadening the portfolio and image processing was really important to us. Getting the features right and the price points right to be competitive. We've always had a great, I think, hold on the higher end of the industry. And the beauty of this box is that the DNA from our E2 products resides in this box. So this is a full-on Barco product at a price point that's super competitive and serves a changing market with smaller gatherings.
Very, very accessible, right?
Very much so.
Okay, awesome.
And easy to operate. I would say, after watching the demo, that I could probably even operate it. That could be a stretch. That could very well be a stretch.
Where we see this, you've got your main place where it was designed for, which was small events. Mm-hmm. You have 4 outputs maximum out of this. This is a 1604 for those of us with a little bit of gray in our beard. We remember what that box was. This is as close as you're going to get to a 1604 in modern day with digital video and now audio. Simple to use. You have 4 outputs, but this can also be utilized in a number of other areas, like houses of worship. With that front panel functionality, you can program out presets and lock out that front panel functionality. Now any layperson can come in and just punch through presets. Same thing with a breakout room where it's going to be unmanned. You just label this thing out and go, look, this is look 1, 2, and 3. Plug in your PC and go. Or you can even add a Barco click share and go completely wireless. And then, lastly, for the hybrid event, because you have those multiple outputs, you can dedicate one to go to a vMix and go out to the web. You still have your in-room. It's a perfect hybrid event system where you're not doing a large, over-the-top, huge LED wall presentation. This is 2 screens left and right, center stage. I've got a feed going out to the net, and I need to be able to hybrid and bring stuff in and maybe do a pip window occasionally. This box is it, and at its price point, it's very attractive.
Right, absolutely. So, follow-up question to that. Why is the ease of use and lack of complexity so important for a base-level, entry-level product like the PDS-4K?
I think John alluded to it. Even salespeople can operate it.
Right, basically.
Yeah.
John, would you like to add anything to that? You good?
No, I think I'm good. Just excited to see the evolution of the product too, and looking forward to more feedback from our customers out there.
Awesome. Okay, so we heard a lot of folks are ready for this product. What are your thoughts on its reception? And we've seen a good uptick in it, right, recently?
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, the interest, the funnel is building. It's kind of transcended from just an events type product into our Pro AV markets as well. So yeah, I think initially the rollout of this has been successful. There's been one little thing holding us back from making it really successful, and that's the audio. So I think it's positioned very well in the market right now.
Great.
Awesome, awesome. Speaking of the market, can you or Chris share anything about the price structure for the product?
Sure. The base of this product is about $8,000. Fully loaded with the audio card, you're in at just a little over $11,000. There's ways to build this thing, customize it out to the way you need it. But yeah, and those prices are MSRP. So for your real price, you know, give me a call, give one of your regional managers a call. We can hook you up with a full-on price quote and also talk about your application and make sure that this is the box that's going to work for you.
Okay, okay. So we talked about, you know, how inexpensive it is, how it's kind of, we sort of alluded to the fact that it stacks up pretty well against our other product. It doesn't cannibalize the other product, right? It doesn't eat the Image Pro 4K up because these are all very professional tools. They all have their own market. Would you say that this stacks up very well, like cost competitive with other manufacturers' products?
Very much so. This, when we look at the competitive landscape, especially through the pandemic and some of the other players that have kind of risen up into this space, this box is extremely competitive. It offers some different feature sets than our competitors that we feel make this a more usable box across a wider spectrum of applications. So for a rental inventory, this is a great go-to. For sure,
for sure. Speaking of rental inventory and rental folks, you know, they like to purchase their products and keep them for a while, get a nice ROI on them. If they keep this box for a while, are they going to see anything on the roadmap for future improvements? Any kind of, this is kind of an open question, right, for the panel. Are we going to see any improvements? Are we going to, what's on the roadmap for?
So this is, we're considering this the initial introduction of audio.
Okay.
So as I mentioned earlier, we have the two models of the boxes. One is the HDMI only. So when you add this card to either of the boxes, with our next release of software, you're going to get 2 channels of audio for each of the HDMI input and DisplayPort input connectors to go to the HDMI outputs. Our next planned release will allow the audio to be embedded and disembedded for the 12G SDI connectors.
Ooh.
So that is coming up.
I think you just answered somebody's question on YouTube.
Oh,
awesome.
that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing.
Preemptively answered.
So of course, you know, there may be demand as well to get more than 2 channels, and we would like to be able to open that up to 8 channels. So if you can imagine being able to have 8 channels on the inputs and outputs of audio, we can do that. We're working on having that available in the future.
Awesome, awesome. So there are improvements that are going to come. I mean, you know, you can see that with our other products too. We consistently improve those, well, upon request, and you know, we listen to the customer, right? I mean, we've shown that with all the other products, including this one. Yeah. And so we're going to have the 9.0 release is going to support the Dante audio card, or the audio option card, excuse me. Yes. And then 9.x will be, you know, other cool stuff, and 9.xx and so on and so forth. Okay.
Right. We do like to listen to our customers and users, and if a feature brings them value, we like to bring it into the product.
Totally, totally. And we see that. I see that. I saw that before I started working with Barco, and I definitely, you know, I think as a customer before, we always appreciate that stuff, right? So yep. I'm happy to be a part of the team now. Okay, so I think we're just going to jump into a small Q&A here. Let's go ahead and check. I'm going to check the Facebook here. Quick question from Mustafa: How many layers can it open in matrix mode?
Well, we don't really have a matrix mode per se. It's always in a matrix mode. Both outputs are always active. So with each output, you get a single mixing layer, or you can have two non-mixing pips, right? So you can either have a preview ready to go, or you can have them both on program, and in order to switch or change the look of it, you just take the pip down and it comes back up with a new look.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. This is kind of a multi-layer question because I know there's going to be multiple answers to this, and so I'm going to hit you with it and see how it sticks.
Oh, okay. Let's see how I answer.
Does the PDS-4K SDI version handle audio without the option card?
Without the option card, no. All the audio enablement is on the option card. So without the option card, we won't be able to have the audio pass through the box.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't need audio pass through the box, you don't have to buy the audio option card.
Unless you want the DP 1.2.
Unless you want, well, yeah, unless you want the DP 1.2. But for those that have to have the audio, yes, you do have to have the option card installed. So it makes it, you know, a little lower of a buy-in for somebody who doesn't need the audio.
Okay, awesome. Second part to that same question was the PDS-4K passing SDI audio. Is that on initial release?
On initial release, no. We wanted to make sure that we can get the audio as pristine as possible for both boxes, so both have HDMI only. And now we're working on getting the SDI audio coming through that in a follow-up release. It should be not too long after we release. So we'll have an update. It's just a quick patch, new firmware release, load it in, and you'll have your SDI audio as well.
Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, next question. The next question came from the interwebs, and it's actually slated for John. Where and when can we see the PDS-4K? Will it be available at Infocom or any other trade show?
Yes, we'll be at Infocom with the device, with audio functionality, so please come by the booth if you're going to be in Florida. We also have demo kits available too that we can take on the road and do appointments with you and your customers on site. So just reach out to your local regional sales managers or any of us on the panel here. We can help you out.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, sir. Question for delay for incoming audio. Oh, question for Gus. Gus, are you there, bud?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Will there be an audio delay for incoming Dante flows? I guess that's a room question. It's kind of us.
Well, I think Gus can take that, and then if there's, I'd be happy to follow up.
Okay.
So once any Dante's transmitter will send audio to the PDS-4K, the PDS-4K and this transmitter will agree on a latency. And thankfully for the very powerful Brooklyn module that you have chosen to adopt for this product, these latency way times can be as low as 250 microseconds. So probably any video latency will be way bigger than that. So I would say that even with the default 1 millisecond latency of transport, your audio will hit the PDS-4K in time. If this was your question, this is the answer. If you were talking about lip syncing external audio or processed audio coming from the stage, let's say through a mixer and then etc., I cannot tell you, because on the audio module you cannot delay audio. On the Dante module you cannot delay audio. This maybe is a feature from the PDS-4K menu. Back to you, Scott.
All right, thank you, guys. So that was a great lead-in. So regarding delay, there's two modes to operate the audio synchronously. So there's an automatic mode where we already calculate everything to keep it in sync with the video, and we allow you to add additional delay up to another 300 milliseconds. So if you need to delay the audio because of speaker placement in a room, we allow that to happen as well.
And I think we did the math on that the other day, and at 60 frames a second, it turned out to be like 15 to 17 frames.
Something like that.
Give or take?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
that additional delay that you can add for the program output, yes.
Awesome. Okay, one more question from the interwebs. Same person, Julian. It's kind of a tricky one. Will we add more layers to the product in the future like we did with the E2?
Add more layers? No. But there is a way to, it's sort of a trick that we can do with the EventMaster toolset, is we can feed the Program 1 destinations are internally routed, and you can use those on the Program 2 destinations. So if you can imagine, you can have up to 3 pips with that internal reroute method. Of course, you would only have the 2 outputs to have the 3 pips.
For sure. Okay, awesome. Great, good to know.
I think it's important to note that moving up that line, then we have the S3 and its capabilities, which follow through. So
right. Yes. We have a product for every need for that.
And this question, the next question is from Sean on the internets. It's more slated towards kind of Chris, and I guess anybody can jump in, but when will the audio card be available for shipment?
right now we're projecting end of October. You know, it is 2021, and if you have been under a rock, you haven't heard that there's supply line issues. We are working through that. If you've talked to Barco, you know that some of our products are impacted by that as well. PDS currently is not, but the audio card, we're looking at end of October for shipping. I've been with the company off and on for 17 years. I will tell you that those dates are sometimes somewhat fluid, so I would plan on getting your audio card sometime after, say, Halloween. Between Halloween and Thanksgiving would be a good idea to be planning to get your card.
Okay.
Well, one thing I'll add there too, on the supply chain front, you know, it's fluid, right?
Yeah.
It's a moving target. And our recent meetings, as recent as this morning, with supply chain are bullish that we're going to clean up a lot of this backlog within the fourth quarter of this year. So there's reason to be hopeful around that too.
That's good.
Very
That's
cool.
great news.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. All right. So it looks like questions have kind of died out. So I think we're ready to wrap this one up. But real quick before we do, I want to mention the contest one more time. Don't forget to check the link inside of the description for the webcast here, where you can have the opportunity to win one of 3 Dante audio cards installed into your PDS system. Remember to fill out the questions and answer them properly, or correctly, I should say. Okay, so with that said, sorry, one more note here. We'll announce we'll announce next week on our Facebook page who won the actual cards. So we got about a week till that goes out. And again, we'll close the quiz 10 minutes after the conclusion of the webcast. So that's everything, folks. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining the webcast. It'll be available to view later on today on the same YouTube channel. Feel free to share it to your friends, share it to your social. Again, if you need to get a hold of us or anybody on the panel at e2@barco.com, or you can reach out to Gus. I think he belayed his info as well during his portion.
Yeah, training at Audinate.com.
That's right.
What he said.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to get a hold of us even for training on maybe not the PDS because it's so darn simple, but we also have a training program too. You can hit the website barco.com.
Because it's an EventMaster tool.
Exactly.
So the EventMaster's training applies to this box.
Agreed.
Yes, the software works on the entire family, so the training program is about the software.
Yeah.
So you learn the software, you learn the whole family.
Agreed, yeah. All right, well, I think that wraps it up. Thanks, everybody on the panel for joining us, John, Chris, Scott, and then Gus over the internet. I think, yeah, we're all set. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Thanks.
bringing the performance of our EventMaster E2 platform to a wider set of applications, smaller applications, has been a common request of our customers. We've been listening, and we are pleased with our new presentation switcher designed for smaller events and corporate meeting spaces. I'm talking about the PDS-4K.
It's been an absolute pleasure developing this product with our partners, operators, and the R&D team here at Barco. We drew from our shared experiences with the PDS-902, and we've created a full digital 4K presentation switcher that not only upgrades PDS to full 4K, but it adds our proprietary Athena scaling and Dante networked audio. All of this horsepower, however, is still really easy to manage because we kept it simple. PDS is meant to be operated by anyone, young, old, professional, or amateur. You can even put it in front of a presenter on stage. They can drive the show themselves. It's that easy.
With only one device, you're able to drive multiple screens with different content simultaneously in your small auditoria or breakout rooms. And when camera or audio is connected, Barco's image processing guarantees no visual latency. Since it's so intuitive and easy to use, it's also a perfect fit for your professional boardrooms or premium meeting spaces. The workplace is transforming, requiring more flexibility with higher quality content and visuals. PDS-4K can give you that flexibility while making your boardroom presentations look more appealing.
Today, a lot of events are still in HD, but the future is 4K. The new PDS is your future-proof investment for all small to mid-sized events. Minimize cables to the stage and reduce setup time, thanks to our embedded Dante audio support. Simply switch between layouts with the familiar user interface and impress customers by delivering the best visual experience and preserving the details from all your sources.
At Barco, we never compromise on quality. Rental and staging is in our DNA and close to our heart. We design for quality and reliability. We stay close to our partners to be sure we understand their needs and are proud to deliver solutions that exceed their expectations. Premium 4K video quality was a core concern for the future. This new expandable and future-proof platform enables us to deliver.